It was Chris, number 30, 5'11", 150-pound senior. Ball is at the 11-yard line. Second down, 7 yards to go. Shane to the outside goes Lamar Chapman, and Chapman gets it inside the 10 and gets down to about the 8-yard line, a 3-yard pickup. Jason Martin was over there to make the stop. Let's watch this one from ground level.
This is using the quickness to get to the corner. They faked the dive and pitched the ball. It was no option. It was just they were going to pitch it all the way. They just wanted to set the linebackers before they pitched the ball.
And the man that made this stop, Jason Martin, was blocked in the backfield by Marvin Reynolds, but he was able to blow off of that one and make the tackle. Third down now. They're in about 4. 2 wideouts this time. Terrell will go wide right. Reynolds goes in motion. They give it to nobody. They fumble the football. Unfortunately, Shane falls on top of it back at the 13-yard line. So it'll be a loss of about 6 on it. And the Blue Jays will face now a 4th down and 4th down and 9. So that's a second fumble by the Blue Jays. The last one was recovered and turned into a touchdown on the next play.
Well, we had a little different wrinkle there where we set the wing back out and then brought him back in motion and pitched to him.
One setback. That's McCaskill. Reynolds goes in motion. They hand it off. No, they pitch it back to Reynolds, and they react extremely well across the way, and they stuff it. There was a flag on the play. Getting up rather slowly, actually not getting up for Ferndale, was the man who made the stop. Presley was over there, and the man on the far sideline who was injured, Frank, is the man who made the tackle. Presley is one that's down, and Presley's getting up. He's all right. Well, getting up and being all right sometime. So if it is a face mask, which those up here anticipate it is, it could give Southfield a huge break. We can't see who the player is over there, won't guess who it is. And we will also try to untangle the penalty flags as well. We're at 6:42 to go in the first quarter. It is 7-0 Ferndale, and getting up slowly and coming off to the sideline is Bill Allward. So Allward will march over to the sideline. We'll check the penalty. It'll be a face mask. It will be against Ferndale, and it will be 4th down. We want you to help us celebrate local cable programming week, September 9th through the 15th. We're into it now, aren't we? Tune into LO11 each night at 7:30 and see the best of local cable programming. Shows like Cable Highlights, World Travel and Adventure Series, and of course, the big high school football matchup next week, Orchard Lake St. Mary's Country Day. Turn on LO11 and find out why local cable programming is TV that hits home. Now we're going to get an official's timeout. Now we're going to get I don't know what's going on right now. Ferndale timeout. So it's an official timeout called by Ferndale. There is no book that explains Barry's hand signals, just common sense.
Well, it looks like the Ferndale coaching staff is talking to the officials, trying to find out, exactly what the call was and, pleading their case. Hopefully, when you go out there as a coach, you're not trying to get that one changed. You're trying to get the next one to go your way.
You might want to think about this one. Call Continental Cablevision today for details on the HBO special in September. All month, you can have HBO installed for $5 or get 2 premium channels for the price of 1. Plus 2 premium channels for the price of 1. Hurry and call one of our customer service representatives at 353-3900 in Southfield and Oak Park, or at 855-6971 in West Bloomfield. And that is an offer you may not want to refuse. Well, Frank, we got off to a quick start, and now the last couple of minutes have been dragging, but this is going to be a big play.
Well, this is a critical play up to this point, obviously. Southfield is going to come with the option wide and try to get the ball to Reynolds.
They give it to McCaskill, and Reese McCaskill puts his head down and gets very, very close to the goal line. I would assume he got the first down. It looks like where they're putting the ball down, they're moving the chains in that direction. And the Blue Jays get a key first down. That's a 5-yard pickup is what it is.
Excellent call on the part of the coaching staff. because I think Ferndale was thinking the same way I was, that you're going to get the ball to Reynolds and let him try to pick up the first down.
Well, as we mentioned, we haven't seen Reese McCaskill in the backfield, and he's another great option, and they give the ball to Reese, and this time they smell it out right in the middle of the line. Carlos Griffin was there, number 4. He had help from 67, and that was Joe Wrigley. So the Blue Jays have another crack at it. Second down, goal to go. Ball around the 1.5, 2-yard line.
Second down.
Bill Bingham will go wide to the left side. Still the 3 running backs, Reynolds, Chapman, and McCaskill. We'll see if Shane tries to go wide. No, he'll give it to Marvin Reynolds, who'll put his head down, get very close to the goal line. Did he penetrate the goal line, or will it be 3rd down and short? 3rd down, and if we look at the chains, you really have to look hard to see the distance between the post down there and where the sticks are.
Well, Presley did a great job of getting to the point of attack. There was a great hole for Reynolds, and all of a sudden Presley closed down and shut down Reynolds for a no gain.
We'll see if Shane takes it himself or gives it to one of his 3 running backs. Philip Shane gets into the end zone, scores his first touchdown on the ground this year, and so the Southfield Blue Jays take the ensuing kickoff after the Ferndale touchdown. They are able to escape a 4th down play, which turned into a penalty, which gave them second life. And with 5:10 to go in the first quarter, they are just an extra point away from tying the football game. Philip Shane will kick. Marvin Reynolds will hold. We'll see, and he's going to stand up. And Marvin Reynolds is going to go to the outside, to the inside, and to the end zone for the touchdown. We didn't get a chance to talk about it, Frank, but when Marvin Reynolds holds on a extra point, so many things can happen. He threw for a 2-point conversion last week, and this week he's run one in.
Well, this setup that they have, we're going to do the touchdown first, just quarterback sneak, excellent line blocking, and good pressure at the point of attack. But on the extra point, for the last couple of years, people have been setting up over to the one side and bringing people over, and they must have gone to the coaches clinic this year and come up with a new wrinkle, because West Bloomfield does the same thing with Randy Wertheimer, where he holds on the kick, but if you don't move enough people over there, he's going to take the snap and either throw or run with it. Similar to what Reynolds puts the same pressure on you right there. I missed that clinic, but I tell you, there's too many people running. It had to be at the Grand Rapids Clinic or the Battle Creek Clinic.
Well, the other thing, too, Frank, is when you have a young man as talented as Marvin Reynolds, he could just as easily put the football down and let Shane kick it. So it provides a great triple threat. Not only is he a quadruple threat as an offensive back, but he's a triple threat when it comes down to the holding of the football. Back in the deep spot, solo man is Chris Mexico, and Philip Shane gets a high end-over-end kick. It'll be taken by Eric Stiles at the 18. Stiles tries to go to the outside. Henry misses him, and Brandon Burnett brings him down, along with number 51, Vince Toddy, after a 14-yard return. And so Ferndale sets up 1st down and 10 at their own 32-yard line, trailing 8-7 with 5:05 to go in the first quarter.
Actually, that was an excellent kick with the wind in their face. The ball had great hang time, and Southfield got down, covered it very well.
Blue Jays going 65 yards in 14 plays, and they were helped out definitely by a face mask penalty on 4th down, a 4th down play that really would have terminated the operation, shall we say. Busted right up the middle this time with Stiles, and Stiles is brought down by Marvin Reynolds, but not until after he got 11 yards to the 43-yard line. And they seem to be running rather well. This is only their second play from scrimmage, Frank, but both times it was the same play.
They about broke it again. They have a pretty good idea what they want to do against Southfield, and I think at this point, if they can stay with their game plan, it's a matter of who can adjust first, Southfield or Ferndale, to shut down the other team.
They'll move it from their own 43-yard line. 3 running backs behind Adam Balaria. He hands it off to Fazi Johanna, and Johanna gets 7 yards to midfield. On the bottom of that one is Kyle Singer, number 41. And we'll take a graphic look at the scoring drive. 14 plays has to be very, very impressive for Southfield. And, of course, when you have the game breakers like the Blue Jays do, it's also nice to be able to put together a long sustained drive because it shows that you can do it either way.
Well, I think, you know, a couple years ago, our big rap against Southfield was they didn't have the ability to put together 10 plays and score. They always had the big play. The last 2 years, they've gotten much more disciplined and much better at doing that.
Well, they've had to because of the fact they don't have a quarterback that can throw the long distances. Stiles has the football. He was missed in the backfield by Philip Shane and brought down by number 20, Reese McCaskill. It's a 2-yard pickup, and it'll be 3rd down and 2.
Stiles just put a great move on him. He spins out of it and gets back to the line of scrimmage and actually picks up a yard. But that was his offensive move. That wasn't a breakdown on the part of Philip Shane. That was just a great move on the part of Stiles.
Now the replay shows us what I'm sure Cedric Thomas knew. He was there on the stop. And so now the Blue Jay defense put to the big test. It's going to be 3rd down, about 1.5 yards to go. Johannes, Stiles, and Presley behind Adam Valerian. He gives it off to Stiles, and Stiles gets close to, and a second effort might have gotten him the 1st down. On the bottom of that one is Quentin Henry, number 7. And they will probably bring the sticks out and see what we're going to look at as far as either 4th down and inches or a 3rd down, or rather a 1st down or 4th and inches, and they'll bring the sticks in. Barry Smades already has it called, though.
He said, no good, short by inches. Well, a lot has to do whether the official is a right foot or left foot marker. And it really does. Coaches look at that, and Barry calls it right after many years of calling it wrong. No, of calling those.
Of calling him as an official.
And he picked it right up. But, you know, we joke about the official being right-footed or left-footed, but coaches definitely look at that because if you go out there and, you know, that can be the difference of 3 or 4 inches as to how he marks it.
So they will try to put their goal line defense in there. Lee Powell, a 5'10", 300-pounder, is on the left side of the line, and right in the middle is Lionel Bisden.
He looks big enough that might be all they need on that side of the line.
Now we had a couple of loads last week with Lathrop too.
He's probably the 2nd largest graduate from Southfield ever.
Right up the middle, Adam Valerian. He goes to the outside and stumbled and fell at the 29-yard line. Boy, that is a quarterback sneak. It was a quarterback trip. I'll tell you, quarterback trip down the right-hand side, good for 19 yards, Adam Valerian.
There's where the surge from Southfield actually hurt him. They got such a good defensive surge that he was able to get the seam and almost break it all the way, but definite 1st down, and the Eagles are just on the march again.
Tom Meister and Ed Bisigo, the tackles, and Matt Hubbard and Joe Wrigley, the guards, and Sean Gibbons in the middle. They are making holes from the 29-yard line of the Blue Jays in Ferndale possession. Up the middle goes Johanna, and he is going to be stopped for about a 1 or 2 yard gain. I don't know if that was Stiles or Johanna. It was Stiles.
28, Eric Stiles. He never did go down. He had a whole group of white jerseys on him, but good hard runner. And I'm impressed with Ferndale's offense tonight, Jim.
Yeah, they're going right at Southfield and saying, stop us. They have not thrown a pass. Mexico is out of there. In there at the wideout on the right side is Rick Firth, number 8. 2nd down and 7. First pass of the game is intercepted by Marvin Reynolds. We'll see what kind of blocking Marvin gets. He's going to the wide side of the field. Needs one more downfield block. He'll be bumped out of bounds or thrown down by, check it, Stiles across the way. Also number 64, Chris DeRosia, brings him down as Marvin Reynolds brings back his first interception of the year. 26 yards, and Marvin Reynolds showing his quick feet, but he also showed some patience just waiting for the ball to come down.
Well, Ferndale thought they had him set up for the pass, and it was a poor choice. There was coverage on the play, and the ball should have been thrown out of bounds. Marvin just sat there in his pocket.
Blue Jays now, 1st down 10, 36-yard line. They go right up the middle with Lamar Chapman, and Chapman gets maybe a yard to the 35 and is brought down there. First carry for Chapman.